This week on the dedicated server, it's Christmas, Dan!
Woohoo! And just for you guys, we're bringing you our top 5 list of video game characters.
Who's gonna make our list? Stay tuned to find out. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Dan.
And this is the holiday Christmas edition of the dedicated server. Woo! Merry Christmas!
Happy Christmas!
Okay. Dead air.
I give British holiday greetings, okay?
Okay.
It sounds cooler in my head.
It does sound cooler. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, or Happy Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa, or any other
Happy
holiday.
holidays.
Yeah, Happy Holidays. Happy Festivus. Happy Festivus for the rest of us.
So, how long did you work on your list, Jeremy?
About 5 whole minutes of thinking, and then slotting them onto the list itself took another 5 minutes. This wasn't as hard of an assignment as I thought it would be.
I came up with my list pretty fast. I'm just gonna go for it when I decide the order.
Oh, you're going to do it on the fly? Just so everybody's aware, before we started recording, Dan told me that he didn't want a lot of dead air that he had to edit out. I'm going to go ahead and guess that slotting on the fly is going to lead to some dead air.
Oh, no. I'm just going all with my gut.
Yeah, so anyway, in case you didn't hear the beginning of the episode for some strange reason, we're going to continue our 1-month-old tradition of bringing you top 5 lists for the holidays, since, let's face it, there's not going to probably be a whole lot of video game news this week.
No, not at all.
I mean,
we would sit there probably for 2 hours sifting through all the news stories and be like, no.
I had to laugh, like, right before I came up here to record. IGN posted on their Facebook, instead of a news story they just posted, "It's kind of boring around here. What's everybody up to?"
So this is it's kind of boring around here episode.
So anyway, okay. Top 5 video game characters of all time. Dan, who's your honorable mention?
I have to go
Yeah,
first?
you do. You're the owner and proprietor of the dedicated server. You have to go first. Who is your honorable mention?
My honorable mention for characters is Morden from Mass Effect.
Ooh. See, I knew driving down the roads. Oh, also, full disclosure, people, we did not share a list ahead of time, so this is going to be a complete shock to both of us. But when I was driving down the road today, I was like, Dan's going to pick somebody from Mass Effect.
Mass Effect made it pretty early on my list. But the whole reason for Morden is because in Mass Effect 3, the way he sacrificed himself for the Krogan at the very end.
Spoilers!
Oh, come
my
on!
God, spoilers!
Who does not know every single option from Mass Effect 1 through 3?
Do you think we'll match any characters?
Characters, no. Maybe a video game.
Another spoiler. Anyway, my honorable mention goes to Michael Vick from Madden NFL 2001. The reason he is an honorable mention is because anybody who plays Madden on a regular basis and played as the Atlanta Falcons or played against the Atlanta Falcons in Madden NFL 2001 knows exactly what I'm talking about.
What football?
Yes. No, and they made him ridiculously good, and it was impossible to beat, and I threw many a temper tantrums after playing against him, and
it's a love-hate thing.
Yeah, and celebrated my ass off after playing with him, and then he killed a bunch of dogs, and we don't need to talk about that.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, Dan, number 5.
Number 5 would be, it's kind of a twofer because I see them as one character, Jack and Daxter.
Aww. So my Sly Cooper joke was kind of in the right direction.
A little bit. But I think that was my favorite game at that time in my life. Yes. I couldn't help but love the relationship between Jack and Daxter the entire time. I love the humor, I love the art style, And I love finding jump pads and just jumping for hours and feeling like a total badass.
That's awesome. I'm looking at my list now. I have nothing but like badasses on my list. I don't have any cute and cuddly characters whatsoever.
I've got 1.5 more cute and cuddly characters.
Okay. Well, I was gonna. Okay, my number 5 is Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Okay, get over here. I feel
Yeah, exactly.
it. I feel it.
One of the most iconic catchphrases in all of video games. Playing Mortal Kombat for the first time and being in that arcade and seeing that pick come out of his hand and stab the guy and hearing him say that for the first time when I was a kid gave me absolute chills, and every incarnation since has it brings me right back to when I was a kid playing Mortal Kombat for the first time.
Okay. I like Scorpion better in the movies, but in the video game, I prefer Sub-Zero.
You're the yin to my yang, Dan. I somehow knew you would say something like that. Yeah, and as far as fighting game characters are concerned, for me, nobody tops Scorpion.
My favorite one was Smoke for some reason. I didn't have a basis reason for having him as my favorite Mortal Kombat character.
No, everybody did. It was because he was the secret character that nobody could figure out how to get right away. And you had that one friend in your neighborhood who was like, "Oh, I have Smoke," and you go over and play his game, and either he was A, lying, or B, he had him and you were pissed because you always lost the Smoke. Anyway. Okay, number 4.
My number 4 is Cortana from the Halo series.
One of us had to have Halo.
Yes. Well, I chose Cortana because I always wanted a Cortana to just handle all my stuff for me. And 2, I mean, having a AI that sassy, I'd be pretty cool with it. It's like a best friend that you have in your head all the time.
That's a good one. Okay, I can get down with that. That's an interesting choice. I like it. For me, number 4 is Snake from the Metal Gear series.
That doesn't surprise me.
The ultimate badass.
I wouldn't call him ultimate badass.
How could you possibly argue with that statement?
I'd call him the ultimate human badass.
What makes him that's even more impressive. He is mortal. He is even more mortal than most aliens in other video games. He is the ultimate. He's MacGyver, Rambo, Jack Bauer, literally, and every other action hero there's ever been combined, and he's uber patriotic, and it's just awesome. Snake is amazing. Every incarnation.
Do you need a moment?
Yeah, I'm getting misty talking about Snake over here. It's also because my neck really hurts. But yes, Snake is my number 4. If I had to pick one version of Snake, it would actually be from Metal Gear 3. That was my favorite version of Snake.
Alright.
Anyway, Snake, we love you, man. Can't wait for Metal Gear 5.
My number 3 is Reven from Knights of the Old Republic.
Star Wars made your list!
Oh, Jesus.
You did that for me. That's a great pick.
I did it because the entire time you are this character who doesn't know who they are, trying to figure it out, which seems just like a plot device for character creation. But then you realize at some point, oh hey, I'm actually the villain, and you can choose whether or not to be that villain.
Oh, I love you so much right now. There's actually a really great novel based on that character. I'm looking at it right now on my bookshelf, and now I want to just stop recording and read it. Also,
There's time after.
Also, I got my friend Tom, who may or may not be starting the Star Wars podcast with me. Stay tuned. Got me the Lego minifigure of him on Star Wars Day this year, and I haven't opened it yet because my hands shake every time I hold it. It's great. It looks like the most amazing little Lego figure ever.
All right, well then number
Oh,
three.
I'm so happy that you picked
No,
him.
go number three. I need to stop you before you keep fanboying.
You know what's funny about my number 3? Also from a Star Wars game, so I can keep fanboying.
Oh,
My number 3 is Starkiller from The Force Unleashed.
okay.
There are other Star Wars games that one could argue probably successfully that are better.
Well, it's not games, it's characters. Why this character over other ones, other than he just can destroy everything with the Force?
Most of it has to do with the voice work of Sam Witwer in the game. Sam Witwer does a phenomenal job voicing and even motion capturing this character.
Well, that is, I guess, part of the reason why I chose Morden as my honorable mention.
Yes,
To be able to talk like Morden and still pull off being a lovable character.
And he gave the game itself a very cinematic feel. It felt like I was in a Star Wars movie while I was playing, and most of that was due to his performance. And it made me want to I actually wanted to play the game faster so I can get to the cutscenes and just see his performance more. And I just found his whole story to be pretty badass, and I enjoyed every moment I spent with that game and that character. That's why he's my number 3.
All right.
And The Force Unleashed 2 is not as bad as everybody says it is. It is just short. That's the only problem with it. End of discussion. What's your number 2?
Number 2 is Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Sora?
Yes.
Okay.
Sora, actually as a character, played a heavy part in my development of my morals growing up.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. Interesting.
And because of it, I tend to be, every so often, overly idealistic when talking to my friends. And they look at me like I'm some innocent little kid who just can't get over, like those kitty, we can do it.
I must say, having spent time with you outside of the podcast, I don't always get that from you, but okay.
Oh no. I completely get that. But like talk to me about a heavy emotional topic, and Sora will come out.
Okay. Why? That's interesting. I've never.
Well, my favorite moment from the first Kingdom Hearts game was at the very end, when the big boss battle's starting, and him and Xandus, they're having a discussion about whether or not Kingdom Hearts is dark or light. Sora going, I know deep down there's a light that will never go out.
Aw, that was touching.
Yeah.
That was probably the most touching moment in the history of dedicated server.
That's probably the sappiest thing anyone will ever hear me say on this show.
Oh, good lord. Yeah, okay, moving on. My number 2 is Nathan Drake from Uncharted.
Kudos.
The ultimate Indiana Jones who isn't Indiana Jones.
Okay, I was about to say. There is a man called Indiana Jones. I'm pretty sure it's the ultimate Indiana Jones.
The reason why I like him so much, though, is personality-wise, he reminds me quite a bit of myself. He's very outgoing.
I never got you as the adventuring through old tombs and
not old tombs,
beach,
but
submarines
but
person.
Wading through herds of people at San Diego Comic-Con to find hidden treasures and all at the same time keeping my sarcastic wit about me.
Yeah, that was the most stressful thing for me at San Diego Comic-Con.
I identified with his personality quite a bit. He was very outgoing, he's very witty, he's very standoffish, he's jokey. That's pretty much me. So, if it wasn't for my number 1 character, he would probably be my number 1.
Alright. Well, my number 1 character, has almost no personality to him, actually, now that I think about it.
This actually might match my number 1. I think we may have matched number 1s.
It's Link from
That's my number 1! That's my number 1. Link is the all-time greatest comic book character. He's the
Comic book character. Way
He's
to
the
go.
all-time greatest video game character ever. There's no argument to be made against it.
I mean, all he is he is like the pure hero who starts off just being thrust into something and just going with it.
All while never talking.
Exactly.
He's just the childlike wonder you have playing as that character. I feel like I can do anything when I'm playing those games.
Controversial statement.
Okay.
I actually liked Navi. I didn't find her annoying at all.
I didn't care either way. I was just like, well, this is in the game, so who cares? Of like people who get all bent out of shape about the navigation systems or anything else, who cares? I don't care. Just,
And
I have Link? Okay, I'm good.
I actually have my notification on my phone for text messages to be listen, and people just look at me and they actually are like, what was that, like a little baby?
Okay. Which version of Link is your favorite?
Ocarina of Time.
Alright, I say Wind Waker.
Okay. Thing is, I feel like that question is going to be the most influential Zelda game that a person played, rather than exactly what version of the character.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'd say influence has to do with your opinion, and
This is an opinion you're asking.
I would. What's your opinion? In your opinion, what is the best version of Link? You think Ocarina of Time? That's fine. That's your opinion. You're wrong, but it's your opinion.
Anyway, that was our top 5 list.
You're just gonna end it right there?
Well, we have our top 5 list.
They do. Was there anybody else you wanted to put on there, but they just didn't quite make it?
No, characters I was pretty direct on.
Like I'd say Samus from Metroid it would have been nice to have that character on my list. It would have been nice to have Jill Valentine from Resident Evil on my list. There's some characters that I would have liked to have put on. I just didn't think that any of them beat any of my top 5.
Yeah, like my top 5 was pretty solid in my mind. Because I chose characters I can either relate to or want to have like as a friend at some point.
That's kind of what I went with. That's why neither of us picked anybody from Assassin's Creed.
Why? We were doing so well.
I know, it had been like 2 weeks. It's the holidays. We gotta forgive everybody. Forgive and forget, right?
That we obviously haven't done the forgetting part.
No. Well, we have another week till New Year's.
Our New Year's resolution: forgive Ubisoft for Assassin's Creed Unity.
Until next year when the next game comes out. Anyway.
Well, I mean, their track record is every other game is a good version of Assassin's Creed. So, like, it'll probably be a good game, better than Assassin's Creed Unity was when it first came out.
Maybe it'll make one of our lists next time.
No.
Anyway, who are your top 5 game characters? Let us know in the comments below.
Oh, you get to end it whenever you want.
I get to do what I want. Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe for our next holiday video for New Year's.
Yeah, well, even though Dan already pretty much told you what it is,
You pretty much told them what it was last episode.
We got a lot of views on our Facebook page this week, but nobody's liking it still, so please like our Facebook page. We'd like to discuss video games with you.
That didn't sound desperate at all.
No, not even a little bit. We like talking with people.
We like it so much, I'll even use my Twitter to talk to you people.
Oh, look at that segue. You're learning. I'm at Jeremy, Ohio.
And I'm at Radical Dan with
two N's. 2 N's for your Christmas cheer.
That's what I need for a Christmas present. I need that on a shirt.
I'll put it on.
Radical Dan with 2 N's.
Anyway, happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. We'll see you next week. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Dan.
And this is a dedicated server.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Mother trucker.